The information provided on this podcast is intended for general informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. While we discuss topics related to vegan health, diet, and fitness, always consult with a qualified healthcare provider or registered dietitian before making any changes to your diet, fitness routine, or lifestyle, especially if you have existing health conditions.
Welcome to Good Vegan Meal, the podcast for lifelong vegans, people wanting to become vegan, or those interested in vegan living. We're here to make your lives better by giving you the information you need to succeed in your compassionate vegan lifestyle.
Today, we're plunging into a topic that's maybe broader than you first think. When you hear vegan, what pops into your head? Food, usually, right?
Almost always food, yeah.
But have you ever stopped and thought, hang on, is my home vegan? Is it possible your sofa, maybe the paint on the walls, even that cozy throw blanket, might have hidden animal products?
It's a really interesting question once you start looking.
Exactly. We're talking about vegan interior design today. It's this growing movement, a way to design spaces that's genuinely cruelty-free. So our mission in this deep dive is to unpack what that really means. Why is it gaining traction? What are the maybe surprising benefits, and how can you actually apply it? We've looked at insights from design experts like Deborah Demare and Risha Walden, groups like PETA, and, big names like Architectural Digest and House and Garden.
A really good mix of perspectives.
Definitely. So, okay, let's unpack this. To really get it, we need to understand what vegan interior design actually is, especially those hidden bits.
Right. And what's fascinating, as you said, is how deeply animal products are sort of woven into things we just assume are, well, inert, not really alive or connected to animals. At its core, it's simple, extending that vegan lifestyle choice beyond diet. So you abstain from using animal products everywhere, including your home. A vegan designer, for instance, they're committed. They use products, materials, fabrics that don't contain, harm, torture, or exploit any conscious living being, human or non-human. And, importantly, don't harm the planet either.
Okay, so what are we looking out for? The obvious stuff first, maybe.
Yeah, the obvious culprits are things like leather, suede, wool, silk, down feathers, basically fur, bone, horn, shell. Those are pretty well known.
Most people could probably guess those.
Exactly. But the real aha moment, where people go, really, that comes with the less obvious ingredients, the hidden ones, like paint. Did you know many conventional paints can contain animal stuff?
Paint? Seriously? What's in paint?
Well, things like milk proteins, casein it's called, or even ox bile, sometimes bones. They've historically been used as like solvents, pigments, binders.
Wow. Okay. Why? Just because they worked well back then?
Pretty much. They were effective, often cheap, easily available before synthetic alternatives really took off, so they just became standard in a lot of formulas.
Huh. What else is hiding?
Glues are another big one, especially in furniture, maybe stuff made overseas. Animal hide glue is still sometimes used. And even textiles, the dyes used, or the softeners in your conventional towels, they can come from animal byproducts too.
Towel softeners. Okay, that's obscure.
It goes deeper. Things like cochineal, that's crushed insects used for red coloring, or shellac, which is a resin from the lac beetle. These pop up in finishes or dyes.
You really don't think about beetles when you're looking at a table finish.
You really don't. It shows how ingrained these things are, way beyond what you'd initially expect.
It absolutely does, which naturally leads to the big question. Why do this? Why go vegan with your home? Because looking through the sources, what really struck me was just how many reasons there are. It's not just one thing. It's incredibly compelling and covers so much ground.
It really does branch out.
So at the heart of it, ethically, is this deep conviction, right? That all sentient beings deserve a peaceful, happy life. And that extends to our homes.
Exactly. Sources like Walden Interiors and PETA really emphasize that animal products often come from animals living in, frankly, horrific, cruel conditions, maimed or killed just for parts.
So aligning your home with compassion creates a different kind of space, a sanctuary.
That's the idea. A welcoming, peaceful, safe sanctuary that extends that kindness outward.
But it's not just ethics, is it? It ties strongly into the planet's health, too. Sustainability.
Absolutely. Sustainability is like inherently baked into vegan design. It's not just an add-on. Well, it promotes thinking about longevity, durability, reducing how much we consume by choosing materials that last and that are made with less environmental cost in the first place. Deborah Demare, she founded Demare Design. She talks a lot about reusing and repurposing.
Right, like reupholstering an old sofa instead of sending it to landfill.
Exactly. Give it a new life with a beautiful vegan fabric.
Yeah.
Saves waste, keeps resources in use.
And the animal agriculture side itself has a huge footprint.
Oh, massive. Raising cows for leather, for example.
Leather?
That generates huge pollution. Methane is a big one, drives deforestation, uses up incredible amounts of land and water.
I saw that UK study. The one finding plant-based production is like 75% less damaging to the climate.
Yeah, that's a powerful statistic. So choosing vegan materials is a direct way to cut your own environmental impact.
And then there's the health angle, which I found really surprising. A cruelty-free home is actually healthier for us.
It often is, yeah. Significant health benefits. Think about leather again. To stop it decaying and to dye it, it's often treated with some pretty nasty chemicals.
Like formaldehyde, I've heard about that.
Formaldehyde, chromium. These are linked to serious problems.
Yeah.
Respiratory issues, skin irritation, even things like cancer, asthma, neurological impairments. Some studies even link them to infant deaths. It's serious stuff.
Wow. Okay. And vegan materials avoid this.
Many do. Things like organic cotton, bamboo, they're often naturally free of those harsh processing toxins, so you get a healthier indoor environment, better air quality. Plus, they're often naturally hypoallergenic, resistant to dust mites, bacteria, big bonus for allergy sufferers.
That really puts the scale of the impact into perspective. It's not just a small choice, is it?
Not at all.
And then there's this other angle, maybe a bit more subtle, the energetic considerations.
Yes, this is a unique perspective some proponents bring up. It's not superstition, it's more about mindful design. The idea that your home sort of absorbs the story, the energy behind its components.
So products made through fear or cruelty bring negative energy.
That's the thinking. So choosing vegan materials becomes a conscious choice about the feeling, the energy in your space. Embracing things that elevate, create peace, like a form of mindfulness for your home.
Interesting. And practically speaking, for those of us with pets.
Oh, huge benefit there. It's often incredibly pet-friendly. Vegan homes tend to use durable materials that stand up to claws and spills, but are also non-toxic if, a curious cat decides to lick the sofa.
Good point. Now, what about cost and choice? Is it limiting or expensive? That's a common perception, isn't it?
It is, but it's largely a myth now. Affordability and endless options are actually becoming hallmarks. Yes, traditional leather or wool have that luxury tag, but vegan alternatives are often more affordable and way more accessible.
And the innovation is incredible.
It really is. The demand has sparked this explosion of cool plant-based fabrics. We're talking Piñatex from pineapple leaves.
Pineapple leather, I've heard of that.
Yeah. And Milo from mushrooms, apple leather, even banana silk. The range of colors, textures, styles is huge now. Often they perform just as well, or sometimes even better, than the animal versions, all without cruelty. It's genuinely exciting from a design perspective.
And one last practical point, cleaning.
Often much easier. Many vegan materials like organic cotton or bamboo are just machine or hand washable. Super practical for busy homes, especially with kids or pets.
Okay, so it sounds amazing, loads of positives, but there must be challenges, right? Nuances. It can't all be simple.
No, absolutely. That's a crucial point. We need to be realistic. It raises an important question. How do we navigate the complexities?
What are the main pitfalls to watch out for?
Well, first, the greenwashing trap. You have to be careful. Vegan doesn't automatically equal sustainable.
Right, like those cheap plastic leathers.
Exactly. Many low-cost vegan leather substitutes are plastic-based petroleum byproducts. So while they avoid animal cruelty, they come with their own environmental baggage, like emissions from production and transport. House and Garden pointed this out. You might just be shifting the impact. Critical thinking is key.
Got it. What else?
Then there's availability and cost. It's getting much better, but finding strictly vegan materials, especially certified ones, can still be harder, maybe particularly at lower price points. And sometimes those really high-quality, specialized vegan products might have a higher upfront cost, though, again, that gap is closing as demand grows.
Okay. What about holding up to wear and tear? I hear people worry that eco options just aren't as tough.
And that's a fair question. Durability concerns do come up. And look, maybe some very specific eco-materials won't match the absolute extreme durability of, say, thick traditional leather in a super high-traffic area. But innovation is tackling this constantly. Many vegan materials are incredibly durable now. And you also have to weigh durability against the ethical and environmental costs.
And comfort. People worry about sticky pleather or lumpy synthetic pillows.
Yeah, comfort misconceptions, that's another one. But again, material science has come so far. Some modern faux leathers are described as incredibly soft, buttery even, not sticky like the old stuff.
Yeah.
And for fills, manufacturers are making amazing high-standard alternatives to down and feathers now, often providing better support, and they're hypoallergenic too.
Good to know those perceptions might be outdated. What about buying secondhand? If it's an old leather chair, no new harm is done, right?
Ah, the secondhand dilemma. That's a big debate in the community. You're right. Buying a pre-owned, non-vegan item doesn't directly cause new harm to an animal. PETA actually notes this if you prefer those materials. Buying pre-owned avoids contributing to new production and its impact. It gives the item a longer life.
But it's still an animal product in your home.
Exactly. So it really becomes a personal decision. It can feel like blurring the lines for some people. It depends on your primary motivation.
That is a tricky one. What's your advice there? Balancing values and practicality with a lovely old wool rug you find.
It really comes down to your personal comfort level and why you're making these choices. If your main goal is stopping new animal exploitation, secondhand fits. You're diverting waste, not creating demand. But if you're also focused on that energetic aspect we talked about, wanting a space completely free from any association with animal suffering, then even secondhand might not feel right.
So know your own boundaries.
Precisely. Understand what feels truly aligned for your home, your conscience. It highlights that mindful choices aren't just about where things come from, but their whole life cycle.
That makes sense. Okay, so for listeners feeling inspired, maybe wanting to try this, even just a bit, where's the best place to start? How do you actually do it?
Great question. And the good news is you don't need to rip everything out and start again. Yeah, start small. That's the best advice. Think baby steps. Maybe begin with something inexpensive, like swapping out wool cushion covers for organic cotton ones, or pillows with down for ones with kapok or synthetic fill. Then when you need something bigger, like a rug or a new desk, you make a conscious vegan choice then. Each step adds up.
That sounds manageable. And maybe clear things out first.
Absolutely. It's a perfect time to declutter. Embracing a bit of minimalism, reducing excess, focusing on what you truly need and love. That naturally creates calmer spaces and aligns really well with vegan values of conscious consumption.
Right. Less stuff, more mindful choices, and then you need to do your homework.
You really do. Become a bit of a detective. You need to research and question. Look into brands. Are they genuinely cruelty-free? Are they sustainable? Don't hesitate to email companies. Ask salespeople directly about ingredients, not just the main material, but glues, dyes, finishes, stuffings. Ask about the whole supply chain.
Are there any labels to look for?
Yes, certifications can help. Things like PETA-approved vegan or the vegan trademark are good indicators, shortcuts to knowing a product meets certain standards.
Okay, let's talk materials. What are the go-to vegan options?
Okay, key materials to embrace. For fabrics and textiles, think natural fibers like organic cotton, linen, hemp. Hemp's amazing, fast-growing, low-water use bamboo. Eucalyptus fabrics like tencel. If you use faux fur, make sure it's clearly synthetic and maybe use it sparingly.
And for leather alternatives?
Those innovative plant-based leathers, Piñatex, pineapple, Milo, mushroom, apple leather, mango skin. Loads of cool options emerging.
What about pillows and fillings instead of down?
Lots. Kapok is a fluffy plant fiber. Buckwheat hulls are great for support. Natural latex, tencel again, hemp, rubber, or good quality synthetic fills like polyfill work well for throw pillows. Just definitely avoid down.
Rugs instead of wool or silk?
For rugs, think natural fibers. Jute, sisal, seagrass, bamboo, eucalyptus, tencel, linen, organic cotton, or synthetics like acrylic or recycled polyester. IKEA has that Toflin rug made from plastic bottles, for example.
Paints, you mentioned issues there earlier.
Yes, for paints, look for brands explicitly labeled natural or vegan. Some names are Edward Bulmer Paint, Little Green, the Organic and Natural Paint Co., Lakeland Paints, and actually most Faro and Ball finishes are vegan now too. Always check the specific product line though.
Good tip. Wood. Is wood okay?
Generally, yes, but focus on sustainable wood. Look for certifications like FSC or PEFC. Reclaimed wood is fantastic, gives character. Bamboo is technically a grass, but functions like wood, very sustainable. And there's even hemp wood now.
Wow. And little decorative things instead of bone or shell.
Yeah, for decorative items, go for recycled glass, metals, ceramics, stone, or other plant-based materials. Lots of beautiful alternatives to bone, horn, or shell out there.
And you mentioned repurposing. Thrifting must be huge here, too.
Oh, absolutely. Embrace thrifting and vintage. Places like Etsy, eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, local charity shops. They're gold mines for unique secondhand pieces. Reduces waste, often saves money, and you find things with real character.
It ties into another principle, too, right? Quality over just quantity.
Definitely. Prioritize quality over quantity. Invest in well-made, durable items that will last. It reduces the need to replace things often, which minimizes waste. Think about repairability, too. And what happens at the end of its life? Can it be composted or recycled?
And finally, bringing nature in.
Yes. Consider biophilic design. That just means incorporating natural elements. Lots of plants, natural light, maybe patterns or textures that reference nature. It fosters that mindful connection with the environment, which feels very aligned with vegan values, and it just makes spaces feel calmer and healthier.
So, wrapping this all up, what does this deep dive really tell us? It seems vegan interior design is way more than just avoiding wool. It's this whole approach to living, isn't it?
Yeah.
Benefiting animals, the planet, our own health and well-being.
Absolutely.
And crucially, it doesn't seem to mean sacrificing style. The aesthetic possibilities look endless now.
They really are. Compassion and style can absolutely go hand in hand.
And it feels like our choices really matter here. Just asking questions, supporting ethical brands, trying these new materials that pushes the industry forward, creates a home that truly reflects your values.
Indeed. It leaves us with a thought, perhaps. As designers and as consumers, as we increasingly know better, maybe we can do better, like Maya Angelou said. So how might our homes continue to evolve? Could they become truly living spaces, reflecting a much deeper, more profound connection to all life, human and non-human, and to our shared planet?
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Good Vegan Meal. If you loved what you heard and you're hungry for more, head over to our link tree at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal. There you can grab our free PDF 30 high-protein vegan 5-minute meals packed with quick recipes and full nutritional stats for every meal. Perfect for busy days and plant-powered gains. And if you're ready to take your vegan cooking game to the next level, check out our cookbook's 125-minute vegan meals for kids' lunches, a school lunchbox lifesaver, 185-minute vegan meals, and 7 weeks of high-protein meals with meal planning made simple with grocery lists for each week. Grab your goodies at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal, and we'll see you in the next episode.